life isn't easy. Life is hard, right? And it's never going to be fair.
Yeah.
So you just have to understand that. And unfortunately, or fortunately sometimes, like, we were gifted with this type 1 diabetes. It's just a mindset thing. So, right?
Yeah.
The reason you were given it, this is how I think. The reason you were given it is because you are the one that can actually handle it. And again, going to religion, like maybe God is saying, I have to give this to you because you can
Yep.
handle it. Maybe you can teach others.
Welcome to Type 1 Trail Talks of the T1 Determined podcast. Today, I sit down with Wendell Butler. Diagnosed with T1D at age 25, Wendell chose to see his diagnosis not as a setback, but as a powerful wake-up call. Grounded in faith and a deep sense of personal accountability, Wendell approaches life with the belief that we are given tough challenges because we have the strength to handle them. We talk about reframing chronic illness as a catalyst for personal growth, taking full control of your path, and the unique power of being both a student and a teacher within the diabetes community. This empowering perspective ultimately led him to the trails to join us on our inaugural trip of Project InsulNation. And now, my conversation with Wendell Butler. Wendell, thank you for joining us this weekend and for today. A little bit beyond your type 1, it's kind of cool of how you learned to come on this trip. You're an entrepreneur by trade, owning multiple businesses. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, and then the group that you and Chris are in that allowed you to learn about what we're doing here this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. So my name's Wendell Butler. I invest in real estate, so I have a real estate company we do fix and flips, we do rentals, and then I have a hard money lending company as well. What's funny is that I was like diagnosed later in life, at 25, and that's actually what kind of sparked me to become an entrepreneur. 'Cause I
Interesting.
wanted to control my life more, which is funny because you lose control with type 1 and you
Yeah, it's
control
the
more, and I was
opposite.
like, I need to control more. But yeah, so I got into being, entrepreneur, working for myself, and I've always joined like masterminds, which is just like-minded people coming together to just network and help each other out and hold each other accountable, to help each other do better in life, or whatever your goals are, or maybe that might be business, family, career, etc. But yeah, I met Chris at through Go Abundance, which is funny because I didn't even meet him face to face or like one-on-one. I was talking to somebody else about just getting to know each other, and I said I was type 1 diabetic, and then they connected me with Chris, and then me and Chris talked, and then he talked about Project InsulNation. I was like, wow, that's awesome, and that's how we met. And it's
cool to show that we're, aside from diabetes, and we're regular people. We're regular people living regular lives.
Oh yeah.
Trying to start businesses. We have dreams and aspirations. We're not held back to our diabetes. But with that in mind, let's walk back that story now a little bit. You said you were diagnosed when you were 25. Tell me a little bit about how your diagnosis went, what the story was leading up to it, and then a little bit post-diagnosis.
Yeah, for sure. So a couple months before I was diagnosed, I don't know why, like what happened. Obviously, nobody really knows why you get type 1 diabetes. There's tons of different factors that I'm thinking of, but I just noticed that, when I was working out, I did CrossFit, and I would go do CrossFit, and I was losing a lot of weight, and I was like, damn, I'm working out real good. Like, I'm losing a lot of weight. But I was also like crushing pizzas on the side, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like, I'm working out hard, but I'm also eating like crap.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way, like, I'm getting this 6-pack for no reason.
Yeah. Interesting side bit, were you craving the pizza a lot?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and you're craving like bad
anything.
carb heavy food.
Yeah, and it was just like satisfying to me. So yeah, like a month or two, I was dealing with that. Lost a lot of weight. I think I lost like within the final 3-week stretch, I lost like 20 pounds.
Wow,
and I was like, okay. And then I started like chugging, water all the time, and I just couldn't quench my thirst. And then it got to the point, like one day, I just like passed out on the couch, and I actually like pissed myself. And I woke up, and I was like, yo, I should get this checked out.
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
So
speaking for me specifically, there is that alarm point. So for you, that was the point of like, all right, this is more than just some coincidences happening.
Yeah, I thought I was just like, I was focused. I don't know. I was like very narrow focused, which is usually like when you're really high, you kind of like are tunnel vision a little bit, or feel very like high strung. But yeah. Then I just went to the doctors, because I like thought I had cancer or something.
Yeah.
Because I went to school for kinesiology, so I had some aspect of the body, and I'm like, something's wrong, and my lymph nodes were like really inflamed, and I was like, what is going on? So yeah, I went to the doctors. They I forget what they checked, but they made me pee in a cup, and they were like, "You just peed like straight sugar." And I was like, "Oh." And they were like, "We're gonna take your blood." So they took a finger prick, and yeah, it was like a 450, 470,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And they said I was there for the past 3 months. And they were
Wow.
like, "We don't know how you're
Wow.
walking around." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh." Um, so that's how I got diagnosed, and then then they slowly moved me on to insulin and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm nervous about managing my type 1.
Seeing the peak really humbles you.
Make sure I got my sugar with me. Make sure I got my insulin with me.
Keeping everything warm. You don't want to stop for too long up there.
She has a very positive attitude. Hakuna Matata, no worries. But it's going to be difficult for both of us, so we'll do it together.
Being new to married life, this is a great door into bonding. You have your best friend with you the whole time.
We'll see what we're made of when we step foot on Kilimanjaro. T1 Kili, a honeymoon adventure, coming this autumn 2026. Thanks to your support, the T1 Determined podcast is growing fast. We're releasing more episodes and working on our documentary projects, T1 Kili, T1 Denali, and T1 Americas, showing what is possible with type 1 diabetes and endurance alongside elite T1D athletes. To help us help more T1Ds, we're opening up sponsor spots on the show. If you own or run a diabetes or athletic-related business, here is your opportunity to connect with a dedicated niche audience through personal host-read ads. If you want to be a trusted representative of our mission to educate and empower type 1 diabetics and introduce your product to a global market, consider partnering with us so we can level up together. Send an email to podcast@t1determined.net to start the conversation. We are so grateful that our listeners have brought the T1 Determined podcast this far, and we are excited for what's ahead. So being diagnosed at 25, very similar situation to me, even though I was diagnosed at 21. And it's just like, it's interesting because we are, in theory, so young in our lives, but it's something that, like, it was a blind side for you, right? Yeah. And it's something in life that we have lived most of our lives up until that point with our type 1. And then we're not much older. You're in your 30s now. I'm approaching 30, 30s, still a couple years out. But I still have most of my life without type 1.
Yeah.
So what is it like still? Like, I mean, however many years you've had it, it's still kind of unique to sometimes wake up and be like, oh, I got this.
yeah. I kind of like I remember how it was without diabetes.
Yeah.
But the way that I approached it, which is why I love what you guys do with Project InsulNation, is I had the same type of mindset. And like I got it. Obviously, when I got it, I was like, what the heck? My life's changing. I got kicked out of not kicked. I got honorably discharged.
Mm-hmm.
Not dishonorably. But I feel like you got type 1 diabetes. Dishonorably discharged. Nah, they medically discharged
So
me.
threw you career-wise on a new trajectory.
Yeah, like career-wise. I mean, I was athletic. I did sports and stuff, and I was like, how am I gonna deal with that? But I still approached it after I had my freak out for like a couple months of me like figuring it out.
Yeah.
I kind of just changed my mindset to like I'm just gonna approach this head on, and I'm just gonna like do the best that I can, and I'm not gonna let it take control of me. I'm gonna control it.
Yeah.
And then that's when like I said before, I became like an entrepreneur, started going down that path more, to have more control in my life. But yeah, before I was diagnosed, I was just living life, kind of floating through it. I just went to school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was partying a lot. So instead of looking at like this stinks, which I mean, type 1 diabetes, it
no, it
stinks,
sucks.
right?
It's not fun to have.
It was kind of like a wake up call for me to be like, I was like, I'm getting more religious now the more I live.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like God being like, here's this because I need you to wake up and stop going down the path you're going. And kind of switch it up. So I changed my mindset to look at it that way, and it's helped a lot. But again, it doesn't come without its challenges.
It's a powerful mindset.
Right.
And personal anecdote, I'm always up front with my audience is like, same with religion. I've always had a religion growing up, and it just seems, and I've always been very religious, but as the years go on with life, whether that's type 1 or not, it seems to get a stronger sense of spirituality.
Yeah.
And the mindset you talk heavily about is exactly what we're trying to push here at Project InsulNation. So with that in mind, no pun intended, why don't you walk us through kind of a little bit what happened this weekend with the hiking, how you fared, how the mountains treated you out on the trails?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't hiked a long distance hike since I've been, believe it or not, since I've been diagnosed. I used to do
Yeah.
it all the time in the military.
Yeah.
Used to go on them with my dad. I've done like short, like 4 mile ones and stuff, but never really like backpacked. Um, so yeah, it was great. I mean, obviously we want to do the Pemi Loop, whether Mother Nature doesn't care. So Mother Nature
Which as there is actually a thunderstorm
yeah, it's
approaching
thunderstorm coming
us.
right now. Yeah, Mother Nature's like, I'm gonna do what I want. But we still did some kick ass hikes. We did, 8 miles basically, and did like 5,000 feet elevation.
Mm.
It was awesome to see other people in a group that are all type 1 diabetics trying to figure out how to overcome that obstacle, dealing with their blood sugar, like helping each other out, learning from each other
Yeah.
of how they, adjust their insulin levels, their glucose, etc., based on how their activity is. Because other than that, it's really just me dealing with me,
Yeah.
figuring myself out.
Yeah.
Um, so coming together on this trip and just being with a ton of different people of all ages, sizes, sexes,
Yeah.
and seeing how everybody else deals with it, it really allows you to just get even more confident in yourself by seeing how other people are also dealing with and going through the same struggles that you have.
Totally. And I was saying this earlier today to everybody of how unique of a situation this is, because you are both the student, you're learning from other people, but you're also teaching others too.
Yeah.
It's a whole scenario of like we are learning about each other. And therefore, because we're learning about so many walks of life with the same condition, we're inevitably teaching somebody in some way at the same time.
Exactly. And then, the best way to be an expert at something, which I don't know if you can ever be an expert at diabetes, because
especially since it always throws curveballs.
But the best way to be an expert at something is to teach. And like this atmosphere of people teaching and learning from each other, it just allows you to just be better at handling and controlling your type 1 diabetes.
And the confidence thing is huge, because a lot of it is really just a mindset, man.
Project InsulNation curated type 1 backcountry expeditions to help build confidence and independence in type 1s. Too many type 1s live with these limiting beliefs that they either can't, they shouldn't, or it's going to be too difficult for them to manage their diabetes. What if I don't have enough insulin? What if my sensor comes out? What if I go low on the trail? The whole purpose of Project InsulNation is to take you and submerge you into a community of people who live with type 1, so they understand you, they deal with the same thought processes and the same difficulties that you deal with every day, and they take you and show you together that you can do anything that you want to do with type 1. We would like to expand Project InsulNation into 3 tiers: beginner, intermediate, and expert level trips. Our beginner trips are going to be your overnight to maybe 3-day trips with 2 overnights. The intermediate trips are what we're kind of running now. They're more for people who have some outdoor experience, who want to push and challenge themselves to do harder things. And as we open to expert level, we're looking to take a group of type 1s to do crazy expeditions, things like summiting Denali as an all type 1 team. Hiking also teaches me about the things that work and don't work for managing my type 1 diabetes.
Head to projectinsulnation.com for more information. Before I get on to the advice portion of things, the last thing I say is like mindset, this whole thing, the paradigm shift, the viewpoint. What would you tell other diabetics out there about their perspective of type 1? If you were to give somebody like a 25-year-old advice about newly getting diagnosed, or even somebody who's been living it with a while and is kind of struggling out there, what kind of like a tidbit that you would encourage them to have a different perspective that can allow them to live the life that they want? Because we all want different lives, we all have different goals, but a lot of people don't have the courage to go out and get the life that they want to live.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say that life isn't easy, life is hard, right? And that it's never going to be fair.
Yeah.
So you just have to understand that. And unfortunately, or fortunately sometimes, like we were gifted. I always see that mindset, like gifted with this type 1 diabetes, because it's just a mindset thing. So, right.
Yeah.
The reason you were given it this is how I think. The reason you were given it is because you are the one that can actually handle it.
Yeah.
And again, going to religion, like maybe God is saying, I have to give this to you because you can
Yep.
handle it. Maybe you can teach others.
Yep. I hear the
Um,
phrase, God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers.
Exactly. And it's like anything else in life, right? You're gonna try it, you're gonna fail, you're gonna learn from it, you're gonna try again and do better.
Yeah.
Same thing with type 1 diabetes. You're never gonna be perfect. It's gonna be a roller coaster. But if you take it one step at a time and just try to get better every day and challenge yourself, you can do anything that you want in life, even with this condition, right? It doesn't prevent you from doing anything. What I tell people when they ask like, oh, how is it as a type 1 diabetic? I'm like, you're just an automatic car with an automatic pancreas. I'm a manual.
Yeah.
We can both get to the same places,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's just a mindset shift, and it's just overcoming that fear. And the best way to do that is to get around people that are doing it as well.
Totally. Well, thank you for that. It's extremely inspirational. Now let's get even more brutally honest. We want to hear up front everything that we did good. We want to hear what you liked about this weekend, but also what you didn't like and what we can do better in the future.
Yeah. I think the way, again, obviously Project InsulNation is very new, and I think it is amazing what you guys are doing here. Just the energy that we had as a group, like climbing the mountain together and just learning about from each other, like it was amazing. And you can't replace that with any type of, social media post or whatever. Like the inhuman experience
Yeah.
is how awesome it is.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys are trying to do, which is great. I mean, again, the best thing is just bringing people together. You guys are very adaptable to the weather getting changed. And we overcame that just like, we overcome diabetes. So
Yep.
it's cool
Yep.
that we just moved on and made it work.
Yep.
And we had a great time. And again, you guys are so new. It's hard to be a critic, right?
Yeah.
You
Yep.
guys are still learning. I would say one thing that would be great is maybe having like, as well as experiences in real life together, even having like a community that's easy to continue staying in touch with
Yeah.
everybody that you meet.
Yep.
Because when we leave this, we might not easily talk to each other anymore, etc. But if there's like some type of community or forum or Discord or something that you can like pop into and talk to other people, and you could see like maybe different trips that they went on and see
Yeah.
like
That's
who's going on
cool.
the
Kind of like a
next one.
Strava for type 1s.
Yeah. And then they can even like outside of InsulNation, like what you guys
Yeah,
do, they
yeah.
can do stuff together. Then
Yeah, because it really is
would
more
run
than
the
like what a
InsulNation. Yeah.
social media group would be.
Exactly. Like something like that
Cool.
would be awesome. Again, you guys are brand new. It's hard to be a critic of something that's just getting off
Yeah,
the ground.
well,
There's
you
so much
say
to-
that, and
you
it
know?
hasn't been publicly announced yet, but we were working on something exactly like that. So it will come in
Great
the
minds
future.
think- great minds think alike, right?
Wendell, thank you very much. I really appreciate you joining us this weekend and joining us for this conversation.
Yeah, thank you guys for putting this on. It's awesome.
Thank you, Wendell, for speaking with us today. You will be happy to know that Project InsulNation has recently launched an all-exclusive type 1 diabetes online community called Basecamp, where our guests can chat and communicate before, during, and after our trips. Head to projectinsulnation.com to check it out. For all our content, please visit t1determined.net. Connect with us on social media. Find us on Instagram, TikTok, and X at T1D_endurance, and on Facebook and YouTube at T1Determined. Please also like and subscribe, and you can leave up to a 5-star review wherever you're listening. Until next time, keep pushing your limits. I hope this helps. Stay strong, stay determined. T1 Determined.